No politician in history, and I say this with great surety, has been treated worse or more unfairly.
You're being treated worse than any politician in history? Ukrainian President Viktor Yushchenko had his face poisoned off. For real, that's his face. It got poisoned off. Do you want to trade places with him? Unless that's what you look like under all the bronzer. Because I think you're exaggerating. Do you think you have it bad? These child princes were locked in a tower by their uncle, and then he had them murdered. These presidents all got assassinated. But no, Lester Holt asked you questions. No, yours is worse. Yours is way worse. Julius Caesar got stabbed to death by his besties. So come back at me when Jared Kushner snaps and stabs you with one of those executive order pens. Which can't be far off, right? There's a darkness behind those child eyes. When you say stuff like, no politician in history, you reveal just how self-centered and ignorant you are. Do you know how long history is? Because it's like literally forever. I mean, Jesus was crucified. And he's not a politician, but he was a populist. And no, I'm not comparing you to Jesus, I'm contrasting you to Jesus. You say this is the biggest witch hunt in history. Have you heard of actual witch hunts in history? So unless they're throwing you in a river to see if you float and then setting you on fire, shut the hell up. These absurd exaggerations just have to stop. You know what else has to stop? Playing the victim at the hands of the media. You can't say the media is being unfair to you when there's Fox News. You could piss on Steve Doocy's leg and during the weather report he'd call it rain. And when all this Comey stuff went down, what did our good friend Tucker Tarlson cover that day? A story asking, what happened to the Clinton Foundation? Are you kidding me? Fox has you covered. And how can you whine like a baby at a military graduation? These men and women will ostensibly be putting their lives on the line, and what are you saying? Yeah, that's just like the time Jake Tapper was mean to me. And exactly what's so unfair right now? That James Comey has these memos? You tried to make him stop investigating you, and then mentioned putting journalists in prison. And he didn't even prosecute you. You're just mad that he wrote that down. That's not unfair. That's him being an FBI agent. What else is unfair? That you get called out for flaunting sensitive intel to Russian operatives, whom you invited into the Oval Office like a kid showing off his new bike? That's not unfair. That's ignorant hubris and not understanding the first thing about geopolitics. And what else is unfair? That your surrogates can't stay on message? You can't stay on message. Come up with a message. Or just lead. Kellyanne Conway told the host of Morning Joe that she has to take a shower after defending you on air. Oh God, I just said Trump and shower in the same sentence. Oh no, now I'm picturing him with a loofah. Oh, why is he doing this with it? Oh, I need a minute. In the grand scheme of things, people holding you accountable for your foolish and irresponsible actions, that's not unfair. If you want to talk unfair, we can do that. A tax plan that shifts the burden away from zillionaires and onto regular folks, that's unfair. A healthcare bill that exposes people with pre-existing conditions and got voted on before it could even get scored by the Congressional Budget Office, that's unfair. Our planet's future is in the hands of an EPA head who has dedicated his life to suing the EPA. That's unfair. Or how about the fact that you're president, even though you got fewer votes than your opponent? That's unfair. Or that you bragged to Billy Bush about sexually assaulting women, but now you're the president and Billy Bush is singing this on his front porch.
Look at me, I'm Billy B, trying to get back on TV.
Hire him for something. Ugh. I thought that shower thing was gross. But by far the most unfair aspect of all this is that you have the most important job in the world, but you refuse to appreciate the scope of it or even start learning how you might be doing it wrong. That's unfair. And you know what? If you do find it so unfair, why don't you quit? That'll show me. That's all I've got. I need a drink. Oh no! How unfair! That's the most unfair a host has ever been treated by a beer. That's how annoying you are. Honestly. Hope it was worth it. Watch more TYT and catch me on Instagram.